Hey, and welcome to my video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about what I like and what I don't like about Overwatch 2. So I think the best place to start would be the free-to-play model, since that is the arguably biggest change to happen to Overwatch 2. So let's get straight into it. So the free-to-play model came as a massive surprise to pre-existing Overwatch players. However, this comes with a lot of changes to retail within how the game works as a whole. As part of the model, Blizzard have removed loot boxes and have added a purchasable currency called Overwatch coins. Bear in mind, these are not the same as the old Overwatch coins you get from loot boxes. Alongside that, the prices of pre-existing and new cosmetics have been inflated, which is annoying for those players that have had the same old prices for years and now to have them increased when there are new players about. But alongside that, there has also been the understandable introduction of a shop, so this currency can be spent. It's a smart idea from a business standpoint, but to pre-existing players it is a proverbial slap in the face, and it shows no loyalty to the persistent players. And now legendary skins cost about £20, which is absolute stupidity. The next change I'd like to discuss is a rather controversial one to lock heroes behind quests and the battle pass. So the way this works is Overwatch 1 characters, you're going to need to unlock them via quests, winning up to 150 games, and that's only for first time users, so that's the newer players. However, if you're looking to do this instantly, you can buy the Watchpoint pack at the cost of $40, which I don't think many are going to want to do. However, if you are looking to unlock the new characters, ones that are released within Overwatch 2, you're going to need to unlock them within their season pass. So for free players, the ones that don't want to pay, that will be at tier 55. However, if you're going to buy the battle pass, you'll unlock that new hero at tier 1, which I really don't like because it's Blizzard catering to those who are going to support them again, which creates a really unfair dynamic. And for if you aren't able to unlock them within that season for whatever reason, you can unlock them via quests afterwards, or if you're willing to open up your pocket, then you can buy them after the season's ended. Most likely for a hefty price, because Blizzard are really trying to milk players of their money with this whole new look at microtransactions within Overwatch 2. Now the next thing I'm going to discuss is the new Battle Pass, and if it isn't obvious, it's clearly been introduced to milk players of their money. I mean, it's not even good. It's costing 1,000 Overwatch coins, which is the equivalent to $10, and it changes every 9 weeks, alternating between releasing a new hero in it and not. But before I even begin to discuss the premium pass, I'd like to take a look at the free pass. Here is a post discussing how mediocre it is. It shows all 20 rewards, with them all being very low quality and just lackluster compared to what we usually get with events, among other things. And the post has 24.4k upvotes. However, some dick riders within the community have reported it so much that the moderators were like, hey, reach the limit, and then the auto moderation bot decided to take down the post, which is ridiculous because you're not even allowed to have an opinion, apparently. In terms of the paid battle pass, this really isn't much better. I mean, look at all these premium things. A banner, amazing. Like, it's so bad. Then there's voice lines, then there's emotes, for example. This is an okay emote, nothing special. There's this Diva skin, which I'd say is probably one of the best in the Battle Pass, though the bar really isn't high. Honestly, that's subjective. Then there's souvenirs, sprays, voice lines, which you shouldn't be getting with a paid pass. It's stupid. It's really stupid. Like, sprays, souvenir, victory pose. It's so bad. Like, I can't emphasize it enough. Like, this skin for Kiriko, so bad. Yeah, it's worthy of being a legendary because it doesn't look like her original skin, but they could have gone in a better route, but they didn't. Again, all this stupid stuff. There's like a dance emote, nothing special. This is a mediocre skin for Sojourn, and then if we go to this one, terrible. The only, I suppose, likable aspect of it is the fact that she has, if you look here up top, she has a golden gun. So, you know, nothing special. And then, again, for this Mercy legendary skin, if I can click on it, this just looks so bad. It does not look good whatsoever. And then it's a bunch of voice lines and sprays. That's not even a good spray. It's just effectively a picture of the Genji mythic. Then this Pharaoh one is okay as well, I guess. But all these skins about, I know this is a free one, but Jesus Christ, it's terrible. And then of course at tier 80 you have the Genji skin, which you can customize as they have said in their teasers, but it's honestly not the best looking. I think this looks kind of cool, but I don't like how chunky his legs are, and I feel like they could have gone down a much better route with it, with a lot more customization, because I've worked it out and you can only have 27 different variations of this, and it's literally nothing special. The whole gambit of this skin of mythics is that you're meant to be able to customize them a lot, but this is not very customizable. Like, there's 3 variations of tattoos, masks, and colors, only 2 swords, for at least £10, just for let's say the skin alone, if this is the only thing you want, understandably. You should get a lot more customization. I feel like Blizzard are really being lazy and they're ripping off everyone with it, and I just don't think it's worth $10. And despite me calling Overwatch 2 a sequel to Overwatch 1, it's a bit of a stretch to really say that without the PvE mode, since it was announced to have a PvE with it, which was the whole premise of it being a new game. However, and quite obviously, we've quickly seen the fact that it is not really a sequel, because we don't have the PvE. We only have the PvP update, which I'd say ultimately just consists of a few reworks and balances and changes. Like, it's really not anything special. It's basically Overwatch 1 if we'd actually received updates to the game for the past 2 years, pretty much. The only major difference being it's now a 5v5, not a 6v6. And despite my constant complaining about all these issues with Overwatch 2, there are actually some decent ones that I'm actually quite thankful and pleased with. Firstly, and I think this is a bit of a double-edged sword, but bear in mind I did mention it before, it's the free-to-play model. It allows those who aren't as financially stable to play the game without having to spend money. It's amazing because it doesn't discriminate against everyone. However, like I have said before, it's kind of the model that Blizzard are using to bring more money, which makes sense because they are a business and they do need to keep themselves afloat, but they could have done it in a nicer way. But at the end of the day, it's great. The fact that there's a more diverse player base now. And another huge but very subtle thing is the UI redesign. And as you can see from this footage of me playing Orisa terribly, you can see like the ultimate looks so nice. It's so much nicer than what it was originally. So does the health bar, so does the character icon. It's so nice and it's so simple and I love it. It's just pleasing. It's no longer an eyesore like it used to be, but it's a wonderful change despite it being a very insignificant one. Another thing that they've changed is obviously some of the looks of the Overwatch 1 heroes. Like, they've given them all some really nice redesigns, and I think it is a very good symbol of the change between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2, you know, like a new game, a new look for all of them. And I feel like it's very representative of how the game has changed over the past 6 years, and it's so visually pleasing to see that they're actually paying attention to this. And alongside that, and skins and changes and everything like that, one thing that I'm very hopeful for is the constant stream of content and updates. So bear in mind, this is based off what they've said about their roadmap, and that is that they are planning on releasing updates every 9 weeks at the end of seasons. However, there's going to be some balances and patches midway through the season, like some of the ones that are coming up recently that are going to change when Junkenstein comes out on the 25th. But alongside that, there's also going to be more attention to detail with events like Junkenstein, as I've just mentioned. So they're releasing the Wrath Bride, which is going to be related to Sombra's Bride skin. So I'm intrigued to see what that's all about, but they've kind of hyped it up so far, and they're promising, well, not promising, but they're kind of to drill in that they've got something big coming up. Bear in mind, it's such a significant change, I suppose, to it just being called Junkenstein. So I'm hoping they do something well there, but if they kind of let the player base down, it'll be a bit of a disappointment. And I feel like, especially with how the events have been the past couple of years, they've kind of been quite drab in terms of the skins and the new content release. Like, a lot of it just feels very basic. Like, they only released skins, they didn't release emotes. And I'm hoping that they have a newfound kind of excitement or motive to do this, because it would be really beneficial for keeping players continuing playing, as well as, I suppose, kind of rebalancing characters as well, like they have with Overwatch 2 with the tanks, which I also think is amazing. But that is what I do like about Overwatch 2 so far. Okay, so what's the conclusion? The conclusion is that Overwatch 2 is amazing since it's free to play. However, they did have a very difficult launch when it came to the past 2 weeks. I mean, they were DDoSed multiple times, the servers were kind of congested, with so many players jumping on, 25 million within like the first 2 weeks, which is insane. And I think in terms of the whole microtransactions, it's very much logical that they've gone down that route, because Microsoft acquired Activision Blizzard, and based on Microsoft's track record, they are kind of pricks when it comes to the microtransactions. But the core gameplay aspects, I love them. There's not much wrong with them. They've kind of overtuned some heroes, which obviously they're going to balance out now that players have kind of got the opportunity to try them out. But I'm excited to see what comes, and I'm very excited for PvE. And I hope that they fix up some of the issues that there have been, which they already seem to have started doing with patches coming left, right and centre. But honestly, it's amazing. And that's all for this video. If you made it this far, I would appreciate a like and subscribe, as I've spent a lot of time on this video writing down my ideas, developing them, writing a script, rehearsing it, and then writing it all up and repeating it continuously. It has not been quick. So I would appreciate if you could do that, just for my time and effort into this video. But thanks for watching, have a good day, and goodbye.